What's going on? This your boy Town Biz. All right. Like I told you, I'm really not trying to spend so much time talking about this case, but it is a high profile case. And just listening to testimony and doing research, the media once again is not telling the whole story about how this trial is going. If you wanted to say who was winning right now, to me, it looked like Diddy is winning right now, but we'll have to see what transpires later because this trial is going to last a minute. But um, what a lot of content creators are not doing is telling the whole side of the story. But like I said, a lot of these dudes, I'm going to just tell you how this works. A lot of times when these dudes hit a certain amount of subscribers, then all of a sudden their narrative change. Then they pick up a wider audience. So they look and see what type of people are listening to their channel. So they look at the subject matter based off what gets the most views. So that's why you see a lot of dudes start switching up. So the bigger their channel grows, the more, vanilla or watered down their channels go or they get. Me, I can't do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. But Don Richards got cooked and fricasseed, and a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that's what happened. I'm talking about Diddy's defense lawyer poked a lot of holes in her story and her testimony, a lot of inconsistencies, you know, about her witnessing this, witnessing that, and she got torn to shreds. And if I'm a jury and I'm listening to this testimony, I'm just like, okay, this seemed more like a witch hunt and a vendetta because to me, I still have yet to see them prove any criminal acts. At the end of the day, people keep talking about, well, he beat on Cassie? Well, it was toxic. But then again, you have women that like that kind of stuff. Once again, the whole thing about the bad boy thing, when it pertains to black men, which I'm gonna talk about that in another video, you know, um, there's certain type of black man that is accepted, in particularly by black women or just certain type of women. Even though I don't consider Cassie black, okay, because her mother is black and Mexican, and her father is like Filipino, so she's not what I would call black. But what's going on is you got a lot of dudes that's basically trying to get the attention of a lot of black man haters and feminists. So they're, oh, Diddy, I can't tell. Diddy should pay. Diddy should pay. And the thing is, you niggas still ain't gonna get no pussy. Listen, simping don't pay off. You never win simping because at the end of the day, simps get walked all over. And that's a fact. Simps get no respect. At the end of the day, Cassie could have left whenever she wanted to, but she stayed around. They proved that she was with a lot of these freak offs, that she initiated it. So at the end of the day, she got immunity. But to me, her ass should be on trial along with Diddy because to me, she's an accomplice. But see, nobody wants to talk about that type of stuff because you got a lot of these dudes sitting up here pandering. Now, I'm gonna say this much. Shout out to Willie D and Carcino how they covered this case. They've been fair. One thing about a woman that people got to understand, hell have no fury like a woman scorned. Nobody is more hateful and revengeful than a woman. Nobody holds on to grudges more than a woman. Even though you could be the coolest person, you could do right by them. But the one time this person don't get their way, they will be fixated on that. That's why a lot of marriages don't work. Because a lot of times the woman filed for divorce because the woman is never satisfied. Nothing is ever good enough. That was proven. Look at the story of Adam and Eve. God guaranteed them eternal life and you know, prosperity, everything. All he required was for her to don't mess with that. Don't mess with the fruit. Don't eat it. And she undermined God. She undermined her husband because it was all about her. Whether you like it or not, a woman is responsible for most of the evil that has walked the earth. Some of the evil spirits that's roaming the earth. I know that sounds harsh because at the end of the day, there's always been this thing of, you know, lack of accountability, holding a woman accountable. Women say they want equality when it benefits them. When it doesn't benefit them, then they want to holler about their woman. And this is just real talk. A lot of these chicks that's testifying, they just come across as bitter. Some of this seemed like a calculated plot. Because like I said before, why would you name one of your kids after Diddy if he's this monster? Why would you sit up there and cheat on your sucker for love cornball husband? Some people call him a cuckold. I'm just telling the truth. One thing about a woman, and this ain't no woman bashing video, but I'm just telling the truth. You could have out of 100 incidents, you could have 100 incidents if you a man where 99% of the time you've done right by this woman. But the one time she don't get her way or there's a mishap, that's all she will be fixated on. Not most of the time when things went her way, that one time, and they will hold on to that forever. So, you know, I'm just keeping it at 100. Like I said, I'm not here to pander to people. If that's what you want to do to get subscribers and all that type of stuff and play Captain Saberho and simp. I know it's a lot of dudes on here simping. They mad at Diddy. And here's the thing, as far as the beating go, I'm gonna say this again. He's not on trial for the domestic violence. Okay? He's not on trial for that. He's not on trial for allegedly trying to blow up Kid Cudi's car. I haven't seen anything so far that tell me that that Diddy is guilty of these things. It just looked like Cassie was a whore, and that's all, and a freak. And Diddy brought it out of her. All this stuff about taking advantage of somebody, you know, I'm gonna say this again. For the most part, you are aware of the things you're doing. I'm gonna say this again. If you are 19 years old, you go into a bank and rob a bank, you're going to be considered a legal adult. You're going to be tried as an adult. They're going to say, you think that's going to work? That's going to fly? Oh, well, I'm young. Oh, I'm only 19. You think that's going to fly? They're going to say, you know, robbing a bank is wrong. So, like I said, I don't be buying what a lot of these content creators on here is just selling and what they trying to sell. They trying to sell an image. They having all these, they having, they basically having these panels and stuff with these man haters and stuff. Like I said, I just can't pander, man. Some of these dudes, I just can't do it. I just got to be real, and I just got to keep it real. To me, this trial is weak. Now we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks, but it just looked like a shit show because Cassie got caught being disingenuous and faking the funk. Like I said, you sitting up there cheating on your dude that became your husband with Diddy, and you FaceTimed him. So make that make sense. Just telling the truth. But like I said before, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time talking about this bullshit because this is my stance on the whole thing. I am just playing this by ear. I'm not getting emotionally invested in this thing. I'm not being disingenuous, and I'm not catering to these women. Oh, you're doing such a good job. You're doing such a good job. Oh, you're like, man, get out of here. And like I said to you, simps, same thing to you. You still ain't gonna get no women. So I'm just keeping it 100. Still ain't gonna get no women. I just don't do. I'm sorry. I just don't do no catering. I'm telling you, whatever is on my mind, I say what's on my mind. When a dude is out of pocket, I cook the dude. If he needs to be cooked, I call it right down the middle. My channel is co-ed. Right now, this just looked like a weak case. And I'm not getting emotionally invested in this. But at the same time, everybody's talked about this Diddy thing, but then nobody wants to focus on the fact that it looked like Megan Thee Stallion could possibly be a lying Bigfoot bitch. And that she basically sent the innocent man to jail that she knew didn't do what he was convicted of. But you know, people running away from that, they don't want to have conversations about that. They want to be fixated on Diddy. But I'm just keeping it a buck. Case look weak. So let me get out of here. I got other stuff to talk about. Just wanted to put my 2 cents in. Oh, and another thing, 50 Cent is a straight bitch. Like he just a straight bitch, man. Old ass 50-year-old nigga acting like a kid. Straight up cornball, goofball. And you know, and informant. You know, Agent Curtis Jackson. Oh, and by the way, it's been 2 months. No, let me think.